Good evening, Ms. Gracia and classmate. Today we're going to record the last YouTube channel, and it's about the paradox of diversity. My name is Gonzalo Deras.
Catacuago, Andrea Urrutia, Ariana Rojas.
So first of all, we're going to talk about a little bit what was the video about. It starts with a woman that is talking about the diversity of a state of the United States. So she talked about the different kind of diversity that exists in that state. For as an example, she talked about an experience that she had a few years ago, and she tried to explain how people try to separate or to denigrate women in different activities of life. So the main point of the woman at the end of the video it was that diversity is a long term, and there are many things that you can see in life, and that was the video about. So, in my opinion, I can say that diversity we can see in almost in all the aspects in life. As an example, could be here in Zamorano. When we talk about diversity, we talk about diversity of race, of religions, of many kind of things. So the first thing that we can see here in Zamorano is the groups that we formed with with some specific characteristic, as we can see economical characteristic. We can see people with economical situation that is better than others that form groups, and that are a kind of diversity because we see people that don't have the same opportunity when we talk about an economical aspect than others. So that's a diversity that we can see here in Zamorano. Other diversity that we can see, but it's not too much as other are the race. As an example, could be people of colors, of white people to black people. That characteristic is not like the most important here in Zamorano, but also is important to mention. Also, other characteristic of diversity could be the education. That people that have a higher educational form maybe is like more it form like groups that maybe are some in some cases are better than others. So for me, that's my opinion about the video.
Well, is the different in the different university in the USA is the create a different concept for students, and in the about the religion, the different religion, different race, different color skin. It is a cause is controversial because it's the not exist equality and discrimination, the gender. In diversity is the leaderships is the develop of curriculum of diversity is important evaluar la internationality. Sí. Is the winner association in discover is the amazing cultures is the person has been. It's important record is the cause in the provocate in the other people is the don't exist in the equality in the rights is don't respect opinion and don't respect rights is the is la doctora la doctor Pam Miriam is the proposing she she had the opportunity, the first vice president in the university is the proposed is the in the create in university is the new concepts in the new concept about the respect is the respect the different opinions in the other students is evaluate attitude in the students is the implement in the implementer is the new strategies in the control and el, de controlar la discrimination in the university.
The diversity is very usual in the actually because, like Gonzalo says, here in Zamorano that is very common, and also in our countries. For example, in Guatemala exists around of two, um, 22 ethnics, and the ethnics are very different and are ubicated in different parts of the country. And for that reason, some of the ethnics are come to the final of that ethnic, and some people practice the different cultures of that ethnic. The diversity also is in the women and men because, for example, when you go to some place that you don't know anything, it's very common to see different women with different appearance and different dresses, like and also the men are very different, and the diversity is one of the most important things in every country because that do unique that country, and for that reason the diversity is good, and we need to respect the diversity of each country, and also we need to practice involve the diversity in our life because for some people it's very difficult to try with people that is of the different race of them, and for that reason the discrimination is very common also, and we need to improve that the diversity is good and is necessary for grow out like people or for the grow out of the country.
Well, I am going to talk about what Dr. Sanders referred when she talks about that is diversity is a paradox. Well, what she says is that it's a paradox because we think that the world changing and we think that we are accepting different people from different ethnies, for different race, for different kind of discrimination. But just because the president of the United States is black, but it's not just that. We have to think that there are a lot of discrimination, not just in that, there are discrimination. For example, a clear example is a culture. We don't used to accept different culture. For example, here in Zamorano, when we see different customs, we just discriminate them. But it's not their fault to act in a different way. It's not their fault to see their point of view is different. It's not. It's the way they grow up. So we have the problem is that we have to accept them. We have to be tolerant with them. We have to learn how to see others in an equal way, no matter the color, no matter the race, no matter the age, just matter we are human beings. We are we are no anyone is more than others. For example, in the male and the females, we just because we see that they are different, but just by the physical, we think that the men are more than a woman, but it's not true because we are the same. We are. I don't want to be into the religion, but we came in from a same origin. And that is another point that religion, politics, because we don't see people. We believe that the people who have a different belief are wrong, but we are not. We are not sure who are right or who have the reason. So what I think about that video, I agree with that video with what Dr. Marion says because it's something very true. It's something that we have to think about it because you don't know how many people, how many kids are suffering just because we don't see in an equal way. In the schools, the teachers, still the teacher discriminate them. It's because when we see groups, the teacher should put them together, no matter the cultures, no matter where they come from, what race. We have to see there is no white or black are the same, or if is a male or is a female. And also another thing, I want to put an example here in Zamorano. Sometimes males are treated in a different way to women just because people used to think here, just by the reason that many of here are chauvinists, they think that we can't do the same thing because our appearance is different, but it's something that we have to be conscious about it.
So to finish our audio, maybe we're going to say some recommendation to avoid that kind of things. So a good example that is the activity that we did last week that is like to get information to people about what kind of things are correct or what kind of things that we can do. As a student, we have a big challenge because we are the future of humanity. So it's important that we try to educate our brothers or other people outside of the country to understand that males and females are the same and they can do both the same thing no matter what difficult it is. So that can be one recommendation. Also, other recommendation that is maybe, for example, here in Zamorano, there are many activities that women or men can do for different things. So it's important to show that both genders can do it. And I don't know if you have another recommendation.
I think that we need to start appreciate the diversity because that is the first step to a good social involved. Because if we respect the diversity, we can be better persons, and also we can help other people that uh, are discriminated for the race, for the religion, or also for the cultural ways to he grow up. And we need to involve that diversity is a very good way to show that we can be a better world.
Or the core in the exist different culture, it is important. Respect is the rise in the point in the review. It is in create in ambiental good in the life in the society.
Thank you.
Thank you.